It was a love story that fans across the world believed would stand the test of time, until everything unraveled in the most unexpected way. Before we go any further, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single update about your favorite stars. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, two of South Korea's most beloved actors, once looked like the perfect match, both on screen and off. Their undeniable chemistry in The King, Eternal Monarch, left viewers breathless and sparked endless rumors that their romance had crossed over into real life. And while the pair never officially confirmed their relationship to the public, their closeness, subtle hints, and shared moments had fans certain that something deeper was going on. But no one could have predicted this. A courtroom showdown, a lawsuit, and the crumbling of a love story many believed was headed straight for a fairy tale ending. What exactly happened between Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun? And how did it go from whispered, "I love yous," to icy stares across a courtroom bench? Let's go back to where it all began. When Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun were cast as leads in The King, Eternal Monarch, fans were ecstatic. Not only were they two top-tier actors with immense talent and fan bases, but their visual chemistry was off the charts. From their first press conference together, the energy was electric. Their eyes lingered just a little too long. Their smiles seemed a little too genuine. And when the camera stopped rolling, they were often seen chatting and laughing like two people who were quickly becoming much more than just co-workers. Rumors swirled, of course. Dating speculations filled fan forums. But unlike many other celebrity pairs, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun didn't work too hard to shut them down. In fact, some fans noticed how they almost encouraged a buzz. Instagram posts with subtle references to each other. Comments like, "Photos shared." Then came the infamous matching jewelry, worn during interviews and variety shows, almost like a secret message to those who were paying attention. Insiders claimed they were quietly dating by the time the drama wrapped. No big announcements, just quiet dinners, secret getaways, and carefully coordinated public appearances that made it seem like coincidence. But those close to them said they were serious, very serious. He looked at her like she was his whole world, a former stylist anonymously told the press. And she seemed like she found peace with him. But love in the spotlight is never easy. As months passed, cracks began to show. Lee Min-ho's schedule exploded with overseas endorsements and film projects. Kim Go-eun, on the other hand, took a break from acting to focus on herself and her family after a long stretch of back-to-back projects. With distance came strain. Then, according to whispers from those close to the pair, something broke the fragile bond completely. It wasn't just career differences, it was business. According to court documents leaked earlier this week, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun are now engaged in a bitter legal battle over a failed investment that turned personal. The lawsuit alleges that the two had agreed to invest in a production company together, one that would allow them to produce content they believed in, including potentially starring in joint projects. Lee Min-ho reportedly put in a significant portion of the capital, while Kim Go-eun was said to be in charge of creative direction and casting oversight. But when the deal fell through, accusations started flying. Lee Min-ho claims he was misled about the company's finances and internal dealings. His team argues that Kim Go-eun, who served as a silent co-director, failed to inform him about mounting debts and mishandled contracts. The documents go so far as to accuse her of breach of trust, emotional manipulation, and professional negligence. Kim Go-eun, however, is firing back with her own countersuit. In her statement, she claims that Lee Min-ho was fully aware of the company's financial risks and only turned on her when their personal relationship began to sour. Her legal team insists that the problem wasn't about money. It was about betrayal. She alleges that Lee Min-ho backed out of their joint commitments after getting close to another actress during a shoot in Europe. The timeline, according to her, overlaps suspiciously with the moment he stopped returning her calls and cut communication altogether. What started as a private disagreement has now exploded into a full-blown legal war. And with court proceedings set to begin in just a few weeks, the public is left stunned, heartbroken, and deeply confused. How could two people who once looked at each other like they were home now be exchanging cold glares in court? Some fans blame the industry. Love in the world of Korean entertainment is famously difficult. Between long filming hours, public scrutiny and intense online hate. It's hard for even the strongest couples to survive. Add in the pressure of being global icons and managing personal investments together. It's a recipe for disaster. Others, though, say this goes deeper. Many believe there's more to this lawsuit than the public is being told. The fact that both parties are pushing forward despite the PR damage suggests that this isn't just about money. It's about pride, hurt, and perhaps an unresolved emotional wound that neither was willing to heal in private. Former crew members have started to come forward, cautiously sharing their experiences working with the duo. One anonymous producer recalled an awkward moment during a reunion meeting for the King, Eternal Monarch. They didn't sit near each other, the source revealed. Lee Min-ho was polite but distant. Kim Go-eun seemed emotional but kept it together. It was clear something had happened. Even more revealing was a voice message leaked from an unnamed friend of Kim Go-eun's, in which she tearfully confided that she felt used and abandoned by someone she had trusted both personally and professionally. While no names were mentioned directly, the context strongly pointed to her relationship with Lee Min-ho. Fans are torn. Some fiercely support Kim Go-eun, praising her strength, and accusing Lee Min-ho of being cold and calculating. Others rushed to his defense, calling the lawsuit an unfortunate business mistake and asking the public not to judge without knowing the full story. But even more heartbreaking than court drama is the love that clearly once existed and is now reduced to legal terms and press statements. Their supporters remember the way Lee Min-ho once looked at Kim Go-eun during an interview, quietly saying, "I admire her so much. She's strong, talented, and deeply thoughtful." They remember how Kim Go-eun once shyly said, "He's someone who always makes me feel safe." Where did that love go? Perhaps the most tragic part of this entire saga is that two people who once seemed to bring light into each other's lives are now trying to extinguish what remains of their bond through court documents and legal jargon. Some speculate that this legal battle is also a form of closure, an official, though painful, way to end something that was never publicly acknowledged in the first place. Without a breakup announcement, without a statement to fans, maybe this courtroom is their way of saying it's truly over. Still, in the world of celebrities, things are rarely so final. There have been instances where public legal battles have ended in reconciliation, apologies, and even reunion projects. But in this case, the damage may be too deep. And what does this mean for their future careers? Public image is everything in the Korean entertainment industry. Already, brand sponsors are getting nervous. While both Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun have loyal fan bases, prolonged public disputes can turn even the most beloved stars into liabilities. Rumors are swirling that some companies are re-evaluating contracts. Directors are